Now, today there'll be one more class. Today is the one of the last two classes. Yeah, if I can finish today's lesson, so we may need not to have another one. Otherwise, we'll have extra one. Right. Okay. Now, today we are going to discuss the ISLM model. ISLM model, deriving ISLM curves algebraically and interpreting them. Part 1. Right? You may remember that we discussed in explaining. We don't have this presentation. No? Yes. In explaining this economic performance, basically we use several models. National income model. Then you discuss the aggregate demand, aggregate supply model, ADAS curve, aggregate demand curve, aggregate supply curve. Then various policy measures, policies could be evaluated using that model, ADAS model. Then ISLM model, another economic model, explanation, description about the economy. Using ISLM model curves, we can explain the effectiveness of different policies, monetary and fiscal policies. Right? Then again, the first thing we discuss aggregate the national income model. National income model. Basically, we discuss three models: so national income model, ADS model, ISLM model. Now, today we are going to discuss ISLM model. Okay. This model is very important. Every paper you find question 1 or 2 in the question number 1, either multiple choice questions. There are about 5 multiple choice questions and 5 filling the blank questions in the question number 1. That is compulsory. Then other 7 questions, remaining questions, you have one big questions from this section, ISLM model. Now, you have to know at the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain what is ISLM model, why it is important, how do we derive IS curve, LM curve, then how do we explain, incorporate, augment the various policy shocks to the model, into the model. Accordingly, we can explain the from one situation to another situation, comparative static. This equilibrium, ISLM model, policy shocks come, next equilibrium. Comparative static can be discussed. Then what will happen to interest rate, what will happen to income, unemployment, employment, like that. It's a description. It's a model that could be used to explain the behavior of the economy. Behavior of the economy. Right. Okay. We'll discuss first. First, we'll define this. The role now. First, again, I defined these 3 models. 3 models here. Yeah. Right. The model is to enable the economists to isolate the principal relationship between economic variables and to explore the logical consequence of changing these relationships. Good example is demand market model, demand supply curves. X-axis quantities, Y-axis price. Then you draw the demand curve, supply curve. Then if there are certain shocks, demand side shocks or the supply side shocks comes, you can explain the behavior of the economy. If demand increases, market price increases, output increases. If supply increases, market price increases, market price decreases, output increases. Like that, consequences of changing these relationships. Economists in general use 3 basic models to structure their thoughts about, I have already discussed these things, about the economy and to study the impact of economic policies When you see economic policies, there are two types of economic policies in macro sense. Fiscal policy, monetary policy. Fiscal policy, monetary policy. Fiscal policies are designed, announced, and implemented by Minister of Finance, MOF, General Treasury. Monetary policies are designed, implemented, announced, and implemented by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. In any country, monetary policy is the baby of the Central Bank. Fiscal policies are the babies of the Treasury, Ministry of Finance. Model 1, the expenditure system, I have discussed C plus I plus G plus X minus M, how to calculate output level, if you know the consumption function, if you know the investment, government expenditure, exports, imports, we discuss examples. This consists of national income identity and a number of equations determining various components of national income expenditure. If you calculate income, we can calculate investment ratio, savings ratio, level of exports, level of imports. All the other variables could be calculated. ISLM model. This model develops schedules for equilibrium in the goods market and money market, LM. Goods market, money market, real sector, monetary sector. In any economy, we divide, in macro sense, divide the economy into two basic sectors or the markets, let's say, goods and services market. Then the money markets and the bond market. Money or the bond market. Right? Another terms you can use, real sector, monetary sector. Real sector, monetary sector. To discuss the interaction between the monetary sector and the real sector. Right? So the IS curve explains the equilibrium in the real sector, goods market, goods and services market. LM curve explains the equilibrium in the money market or the bond market. IS schedule is derived from the above model. Model 1. We use model 1 to derive the IS curve, but differs in that investment spending is related to the interest rate. Earlier, the model, remember, you may remember that when you take investment, we take investment some number, 50, 60, 70. Go through this, the relevant note and check investment is fixed. But it is not the case. If you take interest rate, given interest rate, investment is fixed. If interest rate is a variable, there is a connection between investment and interest rate. Now, this is the difference between model and model 1. Model 1, we assume investment constant. Model 2, investment is a function of interest rate. What kind of relationship is there between investment, level of investment and interest rate? When interest rate increases, overall interest rate, either lending or deposit, both. Interest rate increases, what will happen to investment? Investors always are concerned about the lending rates. No? When these rates increases, what will happen to investment? What kind of relationship? Positive relationship or negative relationship? Interest rate is the cost of funds. Interest is the opportunity cost of money. Interest rate is loaded with lots of definitions. Interest rate is the cost of present consumption. Interest rate is the cost of funds. Interest rate is the opportunity cost of money. In this case, we assume we take one of the definitions. Interest rate is the cost of funds. Cost of funds. When interest rate increases, what will happen? Cost of funds increases. Investor, what will happen? Investor think about cost of funds increases, therefore either he postpone his investment or cut down his investment. In other words, there's a negative relationship between investment and interest rate. But another argument is, we have discussed, when interest rate increases, the NPV, present value of this the investment projects decreases. Right? Investment project present value calculation. Another argument to establish this negative relationship. When present value decreases, there's a tendency to drop a particular investment project. Present value decreases. Undertake projects with higher present value. Drop the projects with low the present value. For example, if you have two the investment projects, solar power projects and hydropower project, mini hydropower project. You calculate NPVs. Particular investor wants to decide which investment project should be undertaken. You calculate present value using the IRR, interest rate, the internal rate of return. You calculate present value of these two projects using for the next 5 years time. Then you compare. Undertake the investment projects where there is higher present value. Drop the investment projects relatively low in the present value. If the mini hydropower project results gives the higher present value for the present value, you take that one. If the solar power project give the higher present value, take that, drop the other one. Present value calculation. So when interest rate increases, present value decreases. There is a tendency to, so investment project decreases, drop the project, particular the investment projects, right? So when investment increases, investment decreases, there's a negative relationship between the interest rate and investment. This point is very important to understand. Y equals C plus I. Now this is the model. Investment equals I naught constant minus I1R. Now this minus sign is very important. I, left hand side I, R, right hand side R. Negatively related. I naught I1 constant, like demand curve. Price and quantity demanded. Interest rate and investment. The LM schedule is derived using the money market equilibrium where demand for money equals the supply of money. Now the LM curve. We'll come to this point derivation. LM curve represent the money market equilibrium. Money market equilibrium means bond market equilibrium, right? Money market equilibrium. Demand for money equals supply of money. Now in this lesson, we are going to discuss what is money, why do people demand money, the component of demand for money, then the money supply, component of money supply, because I'm not going to discuss this in detail as a separate lesson to discuss this money and the banking, money banking and the economy, right? But I will briefly mention that. The demand for money is inversely related to the interest rate and positively related to the current income, expenditure income. Demand for money, we'll derive this again, negatively related to the interest rate. Now in this case, we use another definition of interest rate. Interest rate is the opportunity cost of holding money. When interest rate increases, opportunity cost of holding money increases, therefore demand for money decreases. People don't want to keep money with them. They go and deposit money in the bank, right? When interest rate increases, demand for money decreases. Interest rate is the cost of the opportunity cost of money. That definition is used. Investment interest rate relationship, we use interest rate is defined as the cost of funds. Here, opportunity cost. When interest rate increases, opportunity cost increases. If I have 100 rupee note, interest rate is 8%. If interest rate increases, bank interest rate increases, deposit rate increases, I don't want to keep this money with me. I go and deposit. Demand for money decreases. I don't want to keep money. I decrease the demand for money. I will go to this market, the bank and deposit the money. Interest rate. Again, income and demand for money. Why? Demand for money, there's a positive. Higher the income, higher the demand for money. richer the people, the higher the demand for money. You have so many other commitments, demand component increase, transaction demand, speculative demand, all these to meet these social obligation, maybe you need more and more money. Therefore, when income increases, in the case of individual household income increases, demand for money increases. Like that, GDP also, in the case of when GDP increases, overall demand for money increases. Right. Central bank determine the money supply. Exogenous, independently derived. So we use these two, MD and MS, in deriving the LM curve. Right? Okay. This is the ISLM model. IS curve downward sloping, LM curve upward sloping. Why it is important? You can decide equilibrium interest rate and equilibrium income, equilibrium GDP, income or the GDP, and equilibrium interest rate in the economy. Point of intersection of IS and LM curve. What does that mean? Point of intersection, it is on the IS curve, goods market is in equilibrium. Point of intersection is on the LM curve, that is money market is in equilibrium. So at the point of intersection, both goods market and the money market, real sector and the monetary sector are in equilibrium. This R naught indicate the equilibrium interest rate economy, general equilibrium in the economy. General equilibrium. If it is 8%, at that interest rate, economy is in general equilibrium. What does that mean? Goods market and the money market are in equilibrium. GDP is Y naught. At that interest rate, that is the GDP level. Right. Now discuss derivation of IS-LM curve. How to derive the IS curve. How to derive the LM curve. IS curve is downward sloping. LM curve upward sloping. Now we are going to mathematically how to derive. First, we derive this. After that, we will discuss policy shocks. How to analyze, incorporate, analyze, augment the different policy shock, either fiscal policy shock or the monetary policy shock. Fiscal policy shocks affects IS curve. Monetary policy shocks changes affects LM curve. So accordingly, this IS-LM curve shifts up or down. Then you can have another general equilibrium, R naught and Y naught. Right. You know the summary. Let us now discuss derivation of IS and LM curves separately in detail. First, we will derive them for closed economy without government. Closed economy without government. First model, remember? Closed economy without government. Closed economy with government. Open economy. We discussed three models. Now, in this case, first we will discuss simplest model. Closed economy. Y equals C plus I. Only. Y equals C plus I. No G. Next model, Y equals C plus I plus G. Closed economy with government. Third model, Y equals C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Open economy. First, we will derive them for closed economy without government. That is two-sector model. Government and business and the households. No government. Remember this diagram? Secondly, we will derive the equilibrium income and interest rate for that economy. Simple economy, closed economy without government. We derive the IS curve, LM curve, and equilibrium income and interest rate. Thirdly, we will discuss the shifters of IS-LM curve. Shifters. IS shifts up, LM shifts down, LM shifts up, like that. Shifters. Shifters. What makes these curve shifts? As I said, fiscal policies shifts IS curve up or down. Monetary policy shocks, changes, shifts LM curve up or down, to the right or to the left. Finally, we will extend the model for other types of economic models. What does that mean? Closed economy with government, open economy. Now, starting point, closed economy without government. We derive the IS curve, LM curve, equilibrium. policy shocks. Then second model, closed economy, big government, derive ISLM, curves, equilibrium, income and interest rate. Third model, open economy, IS curve, LM curve, equilibrium, interest and income. Right, okay. Simplest model, start. Closed economy without government. We are going to derive IS curve, LM curve for this model. At the same time, we assume, even though this model is there, because the LM curve is a money market is there. Money market is in equilibrium. Financial intermediaries are there in this economy. Otherwise, you can't have no central bank is there. The other commercial banks are there. Financial sector is there, right? That's also assumption. Otherwise, you can't derive the LM curve, right? The closed economy without government, right? IS curve. The IS curve represents the combinations of income and interest rate such that the goods market in equilibrium. I said IS curve represents the goods market equilibrium, or precisely goods and services market in equilibrium, real sector equilibrium. Derive the IS curve. We derive the IS curve for what model? Closed economy without government. What is the national income identity? Y equals C plus I. No G. C. C equals, let's assume, consumption function 40 plus 0.8Y. You all remember this equation. 0.8 is called marginal propensity to consume. 40 is called autonomous consumption. Income independent consumption. If income is zero, even income is zero, there is a consumption level. We consume. That particular level of consumption is called autonomous consumption, 40. Then new investment function. Remember earlier we calculate this national income identity, I was fixed. Now in the IS model, when you derive the IS curve, we assume I is negatively related with interest rate. I equals 100 minus 6R. When R increases, I decreases. We explain why. Right. Now these are the basic equation. Simplest model. C, I, you substitute now for Y. Y equals 40 plus 0.8Y, that is C, I, 100 minus 6R. Then what do? You take Y to the right hand side of the equation, Y minus 0.8Y. Excuse me, 0.2Y equals 140. 40 plus 100 is 140 minus 6R. Excuse me. Then Y equals C plus I, consumption function, investment function, substitute. Now we derive the relationship between Y and R. That is the IS curve. Interest rate along the y-axis, income along the x-axis, Y and R. Remember demand curve, quantity, price. Quantity, demand and the price. Like that here, income, GDP, level of income, GDP and the interest rate. Real interest rate, right? Real interest rate. Right. Now this is the IS curve. Last equation is the IS curve. How do you derive? You take the national income identity, Y equals C plus I for this particular model. Substitute for consumption function, substitute investment function, solve and get the relationship between income and R, real income and real interest rate. Right. Now let's calculate some the IS schedule. What is to understand the relationship between the investment and savings, right? Okay. Now I'll go to the board. What do you call the IS curve? IS curve is this. Y equals 700 minus 30R. Y equals, I write down, Y equals investment function, I come to you, the 40 plus 0.8y investment function. Yes, 0.8y, right, okay. Right, okay. Can you see the board now? Can you see the board? Hello? Can you see the board? Hello? 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 Please speak. Can you see the board if I write something?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, you can see the board. Yes, right. Okay. Now we will calculate y equal the interest rate. We want to now we have derived the IS curve. We know the consumption investment. Investment function is this, no? So this is consumption function 40 plus 0.8 y. Investment function rho. Investment function. I gave the investment function is what? Investment function is 100 minus 6R. 100 minus 6R. 100 minus 6R. This is consumption. Consumption. Right, okay. Now we will calculate different interest rate level. Interest rate 10%, 8%, 6%, 4%. Calculate income, investment, savings. Right? Investment, savings, right? Interest rate. Okay. Now let's discuss the savings function also. What is savings? Savings is the residual. Income minus consumption is the savings. Income, savings equals income y minus c. Y minus c is the savings. When you take y in this model, what will happen? Part is spent on consumption, balance is saved. Y equals c plus s. Therefore, savings equal y minus c. Y minus c. We are going to derive the savings function. Y minus c consumption function is this 40 plus 0.8 y. Y minus 40 minus 0.8 y. S savings function is therefore y minus 0.8 y is the 0.2 y. Y minus y minus c. C is minus 40. Minus 40. Y minus 0.8 plus 0.2 y. Savings function, I write the savings function here also. Savings function equals minus 40 plus 0.2 y. Right? IS curve, we know how to derive. We derive the IS curve. This is given. This is given. We derive the savings function like this. Okay. Now we are going to calculate at different interest rate. What is y? Interest rate 10%. What is y? What is I? What is savings? Interest rate 8% decreases. What is new y? What is I? What is s? Like that. Using this equation, we can calculate. Interest rate 10%. You substitute here 10. Not 10%, only 10. 10. 30 into 10 is 300. 700 minus 300 is 400. R is 10. 30 into 10 is 300. 700 minus 300 is 400. Investment. R is 10. R is 10. 6 into 10 is 60. 100 minus 60 is 40. Investment. Savings. R is 10. So the savings function, yes, Aril says, we use this y. With savings function, you have y is 400. Y 400, then savings you can calculate minus 40 plus 0.2 into 400. 0.2 into 400 is how much? 80 minus 40. Savings function, you calculate y. When R is 10, you go to the IS curve, get 400. When R is 10, you go to the investment function, it's 40. When R is 10, you go to the savings function and substitute 400 here. Get the 80, this is 40. Right? Investment 40, savings 40. Income 400. Then R decreases. R decreases to 8%. How do you calculate? You go to Y. This is 8. 300 into 8, 240. 240. Then 700 minus 240 is 460. R is 8. 8 into 6. 6 into 8 is 48. 100 minus 48 is 52. Income 460. Savings 460. Substitute 460 here. 0.2 into 460. Minus 40, savings is, if you calculate, that will be also 52. Then R 6%. Similarly, go to the IS curve, calculate the Y, that is the 520. You can calculate, substitute 6 here. 330 into 6, 180. 700 minus 180 is 520. I, R, substitute here, 6 into 6, 6 into is 36, 36, then I, 100 minus 36 is 64. Savings, Y 520, go to the savings function, substitute 520 here, 0.2 into 520, minus 40. Savings, if you calculate, that will be 64. Last one, you can calculate 580, savings 76, 76. This is interesting. Now, what is IS schedule? IS schedule is this. Draw the IS curve, interest rate and income. What kind of relationship? When interest rate increases, GDP decreases. 4, 6, 8, 10, 580, 520, 460, 400. That's a negative relationship between interest and income. Right? IS curve. This is the IS schedule. IS schedule. IS curve. Interest rate and income, relationship with interest rate and income is the IS curve. Negative relation, IS curve. Now along this IS curve, what will about investment and savings? At every point, interest rate 10%, 10%. At this point, investment 40, 40. Investment and 40, this is investment 40, savings 40. Let's say interest rate 6%, 6%, interest rate 6%. Let's say 6%. This is when interest rate 10%, this is 400. So investment 40, savings 40. Interest rate 6%, 520. Again, at this point, what will happen? Investment, savings, same, 64, 64. Right? Investment, savings. So, another word, another explanation of this IS curve is, it is goods market model curve that shows the goods market equilibrium. Along that IS curve, investment equals saving, investment equals saving, investment equals saving, every point. That's why it is called IS, means investment equals savings curve. IS curve also says investment equals savings curve. You have proved that for the simple economy. Simple economy, closed economy without government, we derive the IS curve. Then we discuss the relationship between interest rate and income. When interest rate falls, income increases. At every point, investment equals saving. Investment equals savings. That's why this curve, IS curve. Investment equals savings curve, IS, is negative related. That's a negative relationship between income and the interest rate. Now you want to explain why is that? Another explanation. IS curve negatively related. I go to this sharing. Right. Okay. There's a negative relationship between interest rate and income. When interest rate increases, income decreases. IS curve. Along that IS curve, every point, investment equals savings. Investment equals savings. Goods market is in equilibrium. Aggregate demand equals aggregate supply. Goods market in equilibrium. Right. Now we want to explain macroeconomics, explanation of this negative relationship between interest rate and income. Why the IS curve is negatively related? Very simple. Why is that? Y equals C plus I. Simple model, no? Closed economy without government. Y equals C plus I. When interest rate increases, what will happen? Investment decreases. Y equals C plus I. When interest rate increases, investment decreases. Then what will happen? Y? Y decreases. Y decreases. Y equals C plus I. No? When interest rate increases, investment decreases in that identity. As a result, income also decreases. Interest rate increases, income decreases. That's how we explain the negative relationship between income and interest rate, IS curve. Now, small thing. In addition to that, in microeconomics, demand curve is downward sloping. Why? Price and quantity demanded, there's a negative relationship. When price decreases, quantity demanded increases. Why? We gave a very good explanation. Income and substitution effect. When price decreases, people's real income increases. People are richer than earlier, they increase the quantity demand. One factor. When price decreases, quantity demand increases. Substitution effect. When price decreases, price of this good decreases. The relative to other good, now this good is cheaper. Price decreases, no? Then people increase the quantity demanded of this particular good. The demand curve is negatively sloped because of the income and substitution. Come to the macro, IS curve. IS curve is negatively related, interest rate and income. Reason is there's a negative relationship between interest rate and income. That is the reason. Right. Deriving the IS curve method 2. This way also you can derive, you can go through investment equals savings, savings function we derive. Please go through this one. Investment function, again you can derive the same IS curve, 700 minus 30R. 700 minus 30R can be derived using the investment savings equilibrium also. You know, along the IS curve, investment equals saving. Investment function is 100 minus 6R equals savings function is minus 40 plus 0.2Y. If you rearrange that, you get y equals 700 minus 30r. Using that's the method 2, second method. First method, y equals c plus I. That's all. Second method, I equals s. Same equation, 700 minus 30r. Negative relationship between investment and interest rate. The other one is, don't worry about the next equation. R is the subject. Yeah, Y is the subject. You can derive if you are simple mathematics. R is the subject. Derive method 2. IS curve, downward sloping IS curve. IS curve. Now we want to derive this IS curve. There are 3 models. These models, closed economy without government. Y equals C plus I. There are 3 economies, 3 countries, 3 models, closed economy without government. Country A, consumption function, investment function. Country B, consumption function, investment function. Country C, consumption function, investment function. You have to derive the equations of IS curve, 3 IS curves. Can you derive the first one? How do you derive? Substitute y equals C plus I. Can you derive? I'll give you the 5 minutes to derive the IS curve for the first equation. First equation, I want to know the equation of the IS curve. Remember, we derive this now. Here we derive the IS curve, y equals C plus I. Substitute C and I, get the relationship. Like that, I want to do the same thing for this first model. C equals 10 plus 0.75I. I equals 150 minus 10R. I'm sorry. This changes to 10R. Cut this and R, 10R. 10R. 150 minus 10R. Derive that. Okay, take the second model. Please change that 10R. 10R. Derive the IS curve for the first country. First model. I'll give you 5 minutes. Can you derive that? Tell me the equation of the IS curve. Five minutes is calculated. Very simple. Y equals C plus I. Substitute and get the Y and R relationship. Right. First model, yes. Second and third countries, I want to derive the IS curve. This economy is separately. First, I'll do the calculate this first model 1. C equals 10 plus 0.75 Y. I equals 150 minus 10 R. R. That you have to change. R. I'm sorry. Right. Now let's calculate. IS curve. What is the economy? Closed economy without government. National income identity, Y equals C plus I. C. I. And then plus 10, 160. 0.75 Y minus 10 R. Y minus 0.75 and then 60 minus 10 R. Take this side. 0.25 Y. This is perfectly correct. This is the IS curve. Relationship between income and interest rate. Negative relationship between income and interest rate. IS curve. Negative relationship. Lower the interest rate and income. Like that. There are the various versions. You can take, so this is perfectly correct. You get full marks in the examination. If you divide both sides by 0.25, this side by 160 divided by 0.25 minus 10 divided by 0.25 R. Divide 0.25 Y. Then Y equals same thing. 0.25. You divide 160 by 0.25, you get the increase by 4, no? 4. 460, 600. Minus 40. But this is also correct, no problem. This is correct. Same thing you can derive. These are different versions of the IS curve. IS curve. IS curve. Any questions about derive the IS curve? Second and third models also using these two, you can derive the IS curve. Y equals C plus I. This is the method. Simple model. Closed economy without government. No G. No X minus M. It's not an open economy. Right? That is the IS curve. Now we have basic idea about what is IS curve. IS curve represents the goods market equilibrium. There's a negative IS curve shows there's a negative relationship between interest rate and income. Along the IS curve, investment equals savings. That's all. Mathematically, we derive the, now you can derive the IS curve for the simple economy. Okay, now let's move to the LM curve. Now, remember our structure of this model. We derive the IS curves for the simple model. Closing without government, first we derive the IS curve, then the LM curve, then the shifters. Then we extend the discussion to the other economy. C plus I plus G economy. Okay. LM curve. Now we said LM curve is the, wait a minute. Oh, it's very hot. I'm sorry. ආශෙන් පුතා පොඩ්ඩක් මේ රස්නේ වැඩි වගේ බලනවාද මේ AC එක on වගේ පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න ඇවිල්ලා බලන්න. Right, okay, thank you. Right, the LM curve represent the combination of income and the interest rate such that money market is in equilibrium. Now if we forgot goods market, we discuss now the money market. Money market, in the market you have two sides, no? Demand for money, supply of money. Equilibrium means demand for money equals supply of money. First discuss the supply of money. Who is responsible for supply of money? Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Central Bank is the key institution that determines the quantum of money, level of money supply in the economy. They doing the various policy measures. They can either increase or decrease the money supply in the economy. Right, money supply in the economy. These days, so lots of politics going on about the central bank. Without knowing the people say they print money. Billions of money is printed. Actually, that's a very layman's language they discuss. Now, that means they increase the money supply. Printing money means increase the money supply. There are very the sophisticated, interesting mechanism. Policy measures are there if you want to increase the money supply in the economy. Central bank can do that, right? Central bank, if you have visited the central bank, there's huge vaults. So, the 1 vault, you have printed money. Printed money, no circulation. Huge vaults, no circulation. Just a piece of paper, no value. Next vault, if you transfer some of this money to the next vault, there's a circulation. You issuing money, issuing a vault. You issue money to the commercial banks. Commercial banks are the key. Commercial banks, people come and they get money. So stock, money stock, piece of paper, in other words. When you transfer some of these to the other money, it's the printed money circulation. That's a effective money. Dead money, effective money. Dead money, effective money. Live money, right? Okay, think about that. Central bank, if you have some time to visit central bank, that better. Or once you finish these the exams and degree or the CIMA chartered, you'll be able to. Some of you may be able to join the central bank. You must visit central bank. Then you can see these visit these walls. If you join as a staff officer or the management assistant, definitely they will show you the central bank. You are about 28, 29 departments. Currency department is one of the departments. So there's these walls. It's a huge staff is there. It's a separate department. So you can visit the central bank one day. So I have been in the central bank for 35 years. 33 years, of course, from 1983 years. Yes. So I have fairly good knowledge about this department and the administrative structure of the central bank, right? So it's an important place to visit the central bank. Even other central bank also, scale may be different, huge. Reserve Bank of India, Bank Negara, the Bank of Thailand, but basically structure will be the same, right? So the Monetary Authority of Singapore Central Bank and the currency separated. Monetary Authority of Singapore and the currency department is separately the governed. Separate department is there. It remains. Others of in most of the countries, currency department is under the central bank, under the direction and supervision of the central bank, except the Singapore. Right? Okay. Right. Okay. Now this LM curve, money market, demand curve, demand side, supply side. Money supply we discussed. Then the demand function, money demand, demand for money, money equilibrium, demand for money equals supply. First, let's discuss what is money. Functions of money. Factors that affect the demand for money. Three things. What is money? What is money? Yes. So, money is a medium of exchange. Medium of exchange for what? It's a medium of exchange for buying goods and services. Money. It's a medium of exchange. If you have 100 rupee, go to the market, supermarket, buy a chocolate. If you have 600 rupees, buy a milk chocolate, Candos, right? You buy, get this chocolate. That is, you have the medium of exchange. Money is the medium of exchange. Medium of exchange is the medium for buying goods and services. But before money comes into the world, how did primitive economy? How did people find exchange, buy these goods and services, exchange goods and services? We call it barter economy. Goods for goods. Goods for goods. Paddy farmer grows paddy. Vegetable, the farmer, vegetable, the seller is there. If a paddy farmer wants to buy some vegetable, he bring some rice to the market. Vegetable, the seller is there. They exchange 2 kilos of exchange, 2 kilos of the rice, 2 kilos of rice to these days, of course, 2 coconuts. Exchange. Barter economy. Barter economy. Good for good. Service.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We can't see the slides.
You can't see the slide? Why is that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. That you should tell them actually. Tell me actually. I didn't share that. How about now? How about now? Can you see?
Yeah,
Can you
now
see?
I can see.
Okay, right. Okay. Now LM curve. LM curve we are going to discuss the money market. Money. Money is a medium of exchange. Then again, medium of exchange is for what? To buy goods and services. Get by goods and services. But medium of exchange, before money comes, primitive economy, we had this no money, we had the barter economy. Goods for goods, services for services. I am teaching economics. I am giving this service. I am lecturing. If I want to buy 2 kilos of rice, I must find a seller who is willing to listen to my boring economic lecture. If he is not willing, then I said, I will give 1 hour lecture to you. You give me 2 kilos of rice. He should be willing to listen to me. If he is willing, then he enjoys my lecture. Sometimes he will not enjoy my lecture. He will give me pay the price in terms of coconut or the rice. That is called mutual coincidence of the necessities. Mutual coincidence of necessities. So these are extremely difficult to find. So especially lecturing, my lecturing, if I want to buy some rice or the bread, the loaf of bread or the vegetables, meat, I have to find a person who is willing to listen to my boring lecture. Mutual coincidence of necessities. So because of that, the barter system collapsed because of that reason. So it's extremely difficult to find fulfill this requirement. You can't find a person who is willing to listen to your lecture, my lecture. You want to buy some rice, some vegetables, fish, then haircut. That should be the barber who is willing to listen to my lecture. So that system collapsed. Then money came. Money came. Money is anything which is acceptable by the society. You think it is the money is the notes and coins. Now paper money is there. Now anything. If we all agree, okay, these are the marker pens, red and blue pens are used as money. If you all agree to buy goods and services, then you can price the goods and services in terms of these pens. People agree, no? People have lots of these pens. They go to the market with a bucket of these pens and give this to buy rice. Give some of these pens to buy the vegetable, fish market, to buy fish, you give these things. You all agree. So agreement is important. In that case, these bottles can be used as money. Glass can be used as money. If you all agree, right? That's the thing. So in the Second World War, prisoners of war camp, POW camps, cigarettes was used as a medium of exchange, as money to buy. Those days, the Second the World War period, even now also, there's a quota of some rations, food items, and the are given to the prisoners. Right? Cigarettes are given, beer, some bottle of beers are given, soaps are given, shaving creams are given. So then, so they decided, they all agree, okay, cigarettes as the money. Two cigarettes per the slab of the soap. 2 cigarettes. 3 cigarettes for a bottle of beer. Now that is the agreement. Prisoners of war camps, people use the commodities. Those days, they the barter economy. Then the commodity money, goods. Goods are used as, some use select, some seashells are used. You see the kahavanu, but there are some of the precise metal, gold or precious metals were used as money. Those days, primitive days. Right? Barter economy collapse. Then commodity money. Now you have the money, notes and coins. Now in these days, money is a financial asset. Money has become a financial asset. If you have 1 million, another person you have the 10,000, you are richer. Your asset level is higher than the other person. Find money, in terms of money, it's a financial asset. It's a financial asset, right? Commodity money, yes, financial asset. Now then the question is the notes and asset. If you take an individual or the household, you have the portfolio of assets. What is portfolio assets? Domain of assets, large number of assets. If we include all these assets classes, assets into one group, one set, that is called portfolio of assets. Money is the most important thing. Notes and coins, money. Then fixed deposit, savings account, money. Current account, money. Treasury bills, money. Treasury bonds, money. Debentures, money. Shares, money. So that is, if you include a given person, if you, let's take about yourself, your household. So if you can calculate how much money you have, the value of FDs, value of your currencies, the checkable accounts or the current accounts, then the number of shares, value of your shares, treasury bills, treasury bonds, the debenture values, you include all this. That is called the portfolio of financial assets. How they differentiate? What is the difference between money and FD, money and share, money and debenture, money and the FD, 3 months FD and the 6 months FD? What is the difference? We have a term called liquidity. Liquidity. Financial assets, portfolio of financial assets, liquidity. How quickly, how fast you can transform a given asset, financial assets, into cash. That is the liquidity of a given asset. Money is the most liquid assets. Money, notes and coins. If you have 100 rupee notes or 100 rupee notes, that's the most liquid asset. You need not to convert. But FD, You have to go to the bank. You instruct the bank manager, I have the FD, I want to get cash. Then he cash this and deposit that money in your deposit account, savings account. From that, you go to the ATM and withdraw money. It takes time. Shares also, you call the broker. I want to sell the 1,000 shares of my owned by me of this company. Then he will arrange. Then transfer your sales proceed to your account. From that, through the ATM, you can get the money. Liquidity, when compared to the money, degree of liquidity is less. So degree of liquidity different in this asset class portfolio, degree of liquidity different. Some assets, there are some assets no liquid at all. Liquid, but relative to these other illiquid assets, land, you call it gold, real assets. They are liquid, but takes long time. Land, if you have land, you have to advertise, you find the seller, he offer a price, you don't agree with that price, you bargain, it takes about 1 year, 6 months, 1 year. We call it relatively, it is illiquid asset. Now, we know what is money. We discuss the types of money, barter economy, commodity economy, then the currency money, then the portfolio of assets, liquidity. Now we answer that question, what is money? Covered. What are the functions of money? Functions of money, money act as a medium of exchange. We know the meaning, to buy goods and services. Money act as a store of value, your wealth. You can store 1 million, 100 million, 200 million. You can store your wealth. You go to the bank and open the FD for 100 million, 1 million. That is your asset. You can show you. See, store of value. Then unit of account. Money is used as a unit of account. Money calculate national income. Monetary terms. Calculate the value of tea, monetary terms. Calculate the value of rubber, monetary terms. Unit of account. Money, is used as a unit of account. Money can be used as the store of value. Money is a medium of exchange. Fourth function of money is the deferred payment. Unit of deferred payment. Now, I am lecturing you. Just after the lecture, IBSL won't pay me. It takes about 2 months, 3 months time. You prepare the whole the account for all the lecturers and prepare the full check and credit that money to my the savings account. It takes about 1 month, nearly minimum. Then the loan. If I borrow loan from a bank, 2 million loan, you have terms and conditions. Okay, interest rate so much, you have to pay this within 5 years time. Installment, this is the installment. Annual installment this month, monthly installment. Deferred payment. You defer. You don't pay. You take the 2 million. Following day you don't pay. No? You defer the payment. Money can be monetary terms. You indicate that. Medium of exchange, unit of account, store of values, and the deferred payment. These are the functions of money. Then the demand for money. Well, I don't have a separate note for this one, but I believe you have a very good discussion on these matters in the other lecture. Money, functions of money, barter economy, portfolio of assets, right? Demand for money. Why do people demand money? Why do people demand money? For what? Buy goods and services. Transaction demand, that is called transaction demand. You go to the market or the Sunday Fair, laundry, or the PNS, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, buy things. Paying money to get done. You need money. You need money to buy goods and services. That is called transaction purposes, you demand money. You need money to buy goods and services. That is called transaction demand. Component of demand for money. Transaction demand, right? So I have to allocate time properly. My God, 11:47. Anyway, yes, we may need one more day, right? Transaction demand. Then we need money. That is one component, transaction demand. Another component is the we need money for the speculative purposes. Buy shares, investment purposes. You need money. You need money. Now that is speculative demand. Speculative demand. Then you have you need money for the contingencies, unforeseen, you know. Once I finish the lecture, I go to the market, I fall ill, right? To finance, I'll be hospitalized. So so to finance, to build their bills, you need some money. So you have to keep some money with me. Either credit card or some cash should be with me. That is not the transaction demand, not the speculative demand. That is called what? But demand. Precautionary demand, precautionary purposes to finance the unforeseen contingencies. I finish the lecture, I fall ill, I'll be hospitalized. So to pay them. Initially, you have to pay. If you go to the Asiri, before your admission, you have to pay the advance of 15,000 rupees. So you have to pay either use a credit card or sometimes some hospital they say no, credit card is not accepted, cash is. Precautionary purposes. Transaction demand is day to day. You buy a packet of rice or the pizza, piece of the McDonald's. You go to buy things. You need money. Transaction demand. Investment purposes, speculative. Then the precautionary purposes. These are the Keynesian types. These are the three motives of demand for money. Motives of demand for money, right? Demand for money, right? Money. Demand for money, functions of money, then the demand for money. That is the key. We need like investment function. We have to understand what are the factors that affect the demand for money. In other words, what is demand for money function? Investment depends on interest rate. Y equals C plus I. Consumption depends on income, consumption fund. Now, demand for money depends on what? We know components, demand for money, people demand money for transaction, speculative, precautionary purposes, yes, right? But general demand for money key is what? To keep money. Think about simple example, keep money with you, 100,000, 200,000 notes and coins with you. It's a cash, demand for money. One of the factors is interest rate, real interest rate. Another factor is income. Your income. Think about households, not the economy-wide. Here we discuss the economy-wide demand for money. Let's say household. When household getting richer and richer, when income increases, demand for money increases. Demand for money increases, right? So the social commitments increases. Rich households, when you go to the wedding house, he will be give some money, the gifts as money, let's say the 15,000. Another household, middle income household, maybe 5,000. A rich person will give you the 50,000, right? Higher the income, higher the commitment, higher the demand for money, One factor, demand for money, is determined by the income. Second factor is the interest rate. When interest rate increases, overall interest rate increases, the deposits or lending both increases, you don't want to keep money with you, you go and deposit. Households level, there's a negative relationship between interest rate and demand for money. Then you might ask what type of demand, transaction or the speculative, the some of the demand, the component does not depend on the interest rate. Precautionary demand, whatever the interest rate, you don't care about, you keep 100,000 every time, 100,000 with you, your mother or the father keeps only 50,000, 25,000 at household. You don't. That is in the household, because in case of emergency, you need money. It doesn't matter whatever the interest rate. But other demand, interest rate, speculative demand, definitely it's an interest sensitive one, right? So the demand for money depends on interest rate and income. There's a negative relationship between interest rate and demand for money. Positive relationship between demand for money and the income. Right. What, how, and who determine this? At this point, we said money supply is determined by the central bank. Independently determined. Money supply can be increased or can be decreased by the central bank. Only the monetary authority of the country can do that, not the Ministry of Health. Now, the COVID monitoring committee, the major, Shavendra Silva cannot, Major General Shavendra Silva cannot determine the money supply in the economy. He doesn't have power. He can supervise, he can make announcement, press conferences, press releases. But money supply, he doesn't care. Minister of Education can't do that. Professor G.L. Pires cannot determine the demand for money. Sorry, supply of money. Central bank, governor and the monetary board decide the supply of money, stock of money, level of stock of money in the economy. That is true for any economy. Any economy. Bank of Thailand, or the Bank Negara, or the Reserve Bank of India, Fed. Money supply is there, baby. Okay. The determination mechanism is we'll discuss. Mechanism is we'll discuss in the central bank. The money supply. These decisions are taken by the Monetary Policy Committee, headed by the governor, deputy governors, the head of departments of key departments. Then they have the committee, Monetary Policy Committee. Once in the 2 weeks' time, they assess the economy, assess the economic situation, assess the international resource situation, growth rates, inflation level of the economy. Then they take the decision whether to increase or decrease using their policy measures. Interest rate coming under their purview. They don't increase the stock, but they change the interest rate coming under their purview. Then commercial banks may increase or decrease the interest rate. Through that, you can money supply in the economy will increase or decrease. Right. So Monetary Policy Committee take the decision. MPC committee. Now every so the month or monthly statement is there. They publish. They give the press statement. You can see central bank is going to intact the monetary policy interest rate this month. That is the decision. So what are the repo rate, reverse repo rate, the reserve ratio, bank rates keep constant. Or sometimes they decrease that 2 percentage points, 100 basis point, 25 basis point, 50 basis point, they change that. That decision is coming from the Monetary Policy Committee. But it is money supply is exogenous, independent determined the central bank. No factor. They use their own analysis and decide the money supply. Independent, right? Demand for money, supply of money. Now you can discuss the LM curve or the money market equilibrium. Sorry. Right. Now demand for money. Deriving the LM curve mathematically, right? I'm sorry. See the time. Right. Demand for money. Demand for money, supply of money. MD over P, demand for money. You don't keep only MD, demand for money, you divide that by P. You don't keep MS, money supply, you divide it by P. When you divide that by P or price level, that is called real demand for money. demand for real money, real demand. Your price level is fixed. So that's why you indicate MDOP, MSOP. But that simply it is money supply 200. Demand for money function is 0.2y minus 5r. Why there is minus sign? I said there's a negative relationship between demand for money and interest rate. Forget about this P. This is always there. Demand for money and interest rate, negative relationship. Positive, Y and income and demand for money, positive. That is called demand for money function, like investment funds. Right. Then demand at equilibrium. Money market is in equilibrium. What does that mean? Demand for money equals supply of money. 0.2y minus 5r equals 200 supply of money. That is the very simple method. Demand for money function is there, supply of money is there, you equate. Then you derive finally a function, mathematical equation, y equal 25r plus 1000. That is the LM curve. What kind of relationship between interest rate and income? Positive relationship. If you take R as a subject, you divide by R 25 and take the R other side, you can see again there's a positive relationship between R and Y, positively related. Upward sloping curve. R and Y, upward sloping curve. Y and R, LM curve. There's a positive relationship between income and interest rate. Positive relationship. LM curve is upward sloping. IS curve is downward sloping. LM curve is upward sloping. The IS curve is downward sloping. LM curve represents the equilibrium in the money market, monetary sector. IS curve represents the equilibrium in the goods sector, goods market or real sector. Economy, we divide the economy into two sectors, no, real sector and the monetary sector. Goods sector and the money sector. Then you have two curves. IS curve summarizes the goods market equilibrium. LM curve summarizes the money market equilibrium. Two curves. Now you can derive the LM curve for using this following information. You can derive LM curve for the first equation. Demand for money equals supply of money. 0.2y minus 10r equals 200. You can calculate the relationship between like this. These equations are there how to calculate. Please work out this the LM curve, derive the LM curve for these three countries, three economies. Demand for money equals supply of money. You can derive the LM curve, three LM curves. Earlier also you have the IS curves. I'm not going to spend time because I just want to discuss the ISLM equilibrium. Equilibrium, income and interest rate. IS curve, LM curve. You derive the IS curve mathematically, derive the LM curve mathematically. Solve these two equations. Like demand and supply. You know this demand curve equation. You know the supply curve equation. Solve. Demand and supply, when you solve, you get the price and the quantity. Equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. But in the macroeconomy, this is a macroeconomic model. You solve the IS curve and the LM curve, you can derive get the equilibrium interest rate and equilibrium income, GDP. Equilibrium level of interest rate and equilibrium income. Right? Now we derive the IS curve. You know how to derive the IS curve. Equation is given 1250 minus 30r. LM curve, sorry, the L is missing here. LM curve. Y equals 750 plus 20r. Equilibrium. At equilibrium, IS equals LM. 250 minus 30r equals 750 plus 20r. 50r equals 500, r equals 10. If you substitute 10 into one of these equations, you get y naught 950. 950. In that case, you can say 10 and these r naught 10%, y naught 950. 10%, 950. How do you derive? IS curve and LM curve. Now we discuss mathematically how to draw the IS curve. Mathematically, y equals C plus I. I to draw the LM curve, demand for money equals supply of money. Then by getting to equation and the equilibrium point of intersection of these two curves indicate the equilibrium rate of interest rate and income, like demand supply in microeconomics. Right? Okay. Now I have given two models. First, C equals 60 plus 0.8 y, I equals 116 minus 2r. Using these two, you can derive what curve? IS curve. Money market. Demand for money 0.2 y minus 5r. Money supply 120. Using these two equations, you can derive LM curve. IS curve, LM curve. Second, another country. Consumption function, investment function. You can derive these two equations and derive the IS curve. Demand for money, supply of money. Using those two, you can derive LM curve. Right? IS curve, LM curve, equilibrium, income, and interest rate. You can derive it. Two sets of two countries. First country, you have to derive the IS curve, LM curve, and equilibrium. Second country, IS curve, LM curve, equilibrium, interest, and income. We are going to spend time because I'm trying to tell this. Right. Shifters of ISLM curve. Shifters. Now remember demand and supply curve, the demand curve and supply curve. The demand curve shift. When number of consumers increases, demand curve shift. Number of consumers decreases, demand curve shift. Right? Right. So these things happening, right? If the supply curve, if the wage rate, cost of production decreases, supply increases. Cost of production increases, supply decreases. Shifters of demand and supply curve. Like that, here also we can discuss IS curve, LM curve, shifters of IS and LM curve. Shifter. What are the factors that shift IS up or down? What are the factors that shifts IS, LM up or down? Now, IS curve shifts up or down due to the changes in fiscal policy variables. What are the fiscal policy variables? Budget, government expenditure, taxes, budget deficits, financing of budget deficits. These are the policies. Relating to these policies are called fiscal policies. Right? LM curve shifts up or down due to the changes in monetary policy variables. Monetary policy variables. Central bank take policy decisions about the interest rate, the standing deposit rate, standing lending rate, or the repo rate, reverse repo rate, bank rate, then the reserve ratio. They take decisions. So the policies relating to this interest rates, monetary sector of the economy are called monetary policy. Central bank take that. So the monetary policies, conscious policies taken by the central bank to change the stock of money and the price of the money, interest rate. Variables, repo rate, standing deposit rate, standing lending rate, then the bank rate, then the reserve ratio. Variables. Right? Fiscal policy variables, government expenditure, taxes mainly. Government can increase the expenditure, cut the expenditure. Fiscal policy variable. Government can increase taxes, decrease taxes. Fiscal policy variable. Monetary policy variable, interest rates. IS curve would shift up or down due to the changes in fiscal policy variable. Increase in government expenditure will shift the IS curve to the right. Decrease in government, within brackets, the decrease in government expenditure will shift the IS curve to the left. IS curve shifts when government increase their expenditure. IS curve shift down if government decrease the expenditure. Decrease the expenditure, right? Increase expenditure, decrease. Now this government is suppose, for example, if they are going to start a coal power plant, another coal power plant, government has to spend money. Wind power, the windmills, they spend money. Government expenditure increases. Salaries and wages of the teachers increases. Armed forces increases. Government expenditure. Government investment program increases. Government expenditure increases, therefore IS curve shifts up. If the government decide to cut some of the expected investment programs, then IS curve shifts down. Of course, government cut their current expenditure in the budget. They can't cut salaries and wages of the government employees. You have to pay them monthly. Then government cannot cut say no to the interest payment of the foreign and domestic loans, current expenditure. No way. Then government cannot cut the welfare expenditure, pensions, samurdhi, fertilizer subsidy. These are so the current expenditure extremely difficult to cut. It is full. Government cut their investment expenditure. They postpone sometimes expenditure, right? To postpone the expenditure. That they can do. Right? So, for example, in other countries, because of the COVID, what is happening? Most of the governments have increased their expenditure. Developed countries, as I said earlier, Australia, US, Germany, America, they increased their expenditure. You relief packages to the households. You are getting 1,400 check every month. If you are getting $75,000, less than $75 per year, you are getting that. If you are getting less than the more than 75,000, again you are getting money. More than 150,000, again you are getting money. But government expenditure, government has increased the expenditure. But our country, you might ask, okay, why can't this country, the central bank of the Sri Lankan government? We are poor. We don't have money. Our budget deficit is a huge. Financing requirement is huge. So you can't increase the transfer payment, 5,000 rupees per every household. That is recently the government gave some 5,000 rupees for poor households. These affected households, poor households, through using this through the Samurdhi people. We don't have money. It's a poor country, right? Compared to other countries, right? So that is the people complain. But the thing is, we are running at a huge budget deficit. The day-to-day expenses cannot be covered by our expenditure. Government revenue is less than, collection is less than the current expenditure even. Capital expenditure, no way. Capital expenditure, government get money from other countries, foreign financing. Current expenditure, you can't cut. No? Capital expenditure, you can cut, postpone, cancellation of some project. So when government increase the expenditure, IS curve increase, shift to the right, shifts up. If government decrease the expenditure, IS curve shift down. Accordingly, equilibrium interest rate and income changes. LM curve. IS curve would shift up or down due to the change in fiscal policy. For example, decrease in taxes. Earlier we discussed increase in expenditure, decrease in taxes. If government cut taxes, IS shifts up. Expenditure increase in expenditure, IS shifts up. In terms of taxes, if government cut taxes, IS shifts. People's purchasing power, disposable income increases. As a result, IS curve shifts up. If government increase taxes, IS shift down. Right. Now this is the one of the argument for now these days Sri Lanka's the interest rate is very low. 3 months the FD rate 4.5%. Then the 6-month interest rate FD 4.75. I don't know this week before. Sometimes they have changed that. Then the annual FD rate around 6%. Right? If you compare these numbers 2 years ago, 3 months maybe 10%, 11%, 6 months the 11, 12%, annual again another I can't remember 12%, huge. We are moving towards the low interest rate regime, right? Decrease in the interest rate, right? Then the government also, they cut taxes. Government cut taxes. VAT 15% to 8% cut taxes. Why is that? When you cut taxes, either corporate taxes or the personal taxes, people's spending power increases, disposable income increases, after tax profit increases, then aggregate demand increases, economic activities increases, GDP increases. So the low tax regime is good. You can initiate, encourage the economy. Income increases, GDP increases when government cut taxes. If you increase the taxes, you purposely shrink the economy, IS shift down, increase the taxes, GDP decreases. Right? LM curve shifts up or down due to the changes in monetary policy variable. Increase in money supply will shift the LM curve to the right or to the left. You are on the LM curve, shift down or shift right, shift to the right. If you decrease in money supply, LM curve shifts up or shift to the left. Money supply is the key. Who is responsible? Central bank. Now the closed economy with government. Now we know in the earlier model, closed economy without government, we discussed, derive the IS curve, derive the LM curve, derive the equilibrium income and interest rate. Then we discuss shifters of ISLM. Now we are going to move to the other economy model, closed economy with government. In most of the cases in the examination, they ask questions from this model. Open economy model is there, but this model is they ask IS, C plus I plus G. Earlier C plus I. Consumption function 200 plus 0.8 earlier. Why no? Now Y minus T taxes. Interest rate 200 minus 20R. Investment 200 minus 20R. Negative relationship between investment and interest rate. Taxes T 100. Government expenditure 100. Demand for money, demand for real balances Y minus 100R. Demand for money function. Supply of money 500. Now this is the economy. These equations, 8 equations explain the economy. The equation on the left explain the real sector, good sector. 2 equations on the right explain the monetary sector, demand for money and the supply of money. Now we can derive the IS curve. We can derive the LM curve. You can calculate equilibrium income and interest rate. Deriving the IS curve. Substitute. C plus I plus G, C 200 plus 0.8 Y minus T, I 200 G, investment 200 minus 20 R, G 100. Simplify. Derive the equation 0.2 Y, because this is mathematics. I want you to go through this every line and understand and derive the IS curve. Y equal 2100 minus 100 R, IS curve. Negative relationship between interest rate and income. Downward sloping curve. Interest rate, income. LM. Demand for money, supply of money. Demand for money, Y equals 100 minus R. Supply of money, 500. At equilibrium, money market is in equilibrium. Demand for money equals supply of money. LM curve. Under the R plus 500. We derive the LM curve. Please understand this. It's not difficult. That's why a simple model we derive. Same way you can derive, extend that to this model. Equilibrium income. You know the IS curve. You know the LM curve. At equilibrium, IS equals LM. Interest rate 8. If we substitute 8 into one of these equations, you get Y 1,300. GDP 1,300 million. Interest rate 8. This is called, at this point, economy is in general equilibrium. What does that mean? General equilibrium means both goods market and the money market are in equilibrium at this interest rate and at this income level of income. Or you can say both the real sector and the monetary sectors are in equilibrium. What is the interest rate? In this is 8%. GDP 1,300 at this level. Now this now this is exercise. Equations, 5 equations on the left helps you to derive the IS curve. 2 equations on the right helps you to derive the LM curve. Then you derive the equation for the IS curve and the LM curve. Then solve the equilibrium level of income and interest rate. Exercise, please. This is a homework exercise. Please, I want to do that. I want to do that because as I said, in every paper you find either this kind of quantitative type equation or the qualitative type question. Quantitative type question. Up to now, up to 2020 March paper, except 2020 March paper, if you see the other paper, 10-year papers or the 5-year papers, every paper you find some quantitative type question. These equations are given, you are supposed to derive the IS curve, LM curve, equilibrium income and interest. 2021 March paper, you have the qualitative type. They ask what is IS curve, what is LM curve, what are the shifters of IS and LM curve. Suppose government increase the expenditure, what will happen to the equilibrium level of income and interest rate? Suppose central bank increase the expansion in monetary policy, what will happen to the equilibrium interest rate and income? Contraction in monetary policy, LM shift to the left. Expansion in fiscal policy, government increase the expenditure. Contraction in fiscal policy, IS curve effects. So this kind of qualitative type, descriptive type question was asked in 2021, the March paper. But if you go through other papers, you find quantitative type question, deriving IS, deriving LM, equilibrium income and interest rate, then some policy shocks, impact of some policy shock, both question. Open economy. 4-sector model. What are the sectors? Household sector, government sector, business sector, the foreign sector, import-export. Sector I have not indicated, but the two forces are the export and imports there, X and M. Households, government, firms, and the rest of the world or the external sector, XM. Open economy model. So these things also, equations are given, you to derive the IS curve, LM curve, equilibrium income and interest rate, then the shifters. Right. Equation on the left, Y Now these are why, what is the equation? The national income identity, C plus, I plus, G plus, X exports minus imports. Then C, consumption function. I, investment function. T, taxes. G, government expenditure. X, exports. M, imports function. What do? You substitute all these equations into the first equation. Simplify, 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 and get the relationship between interest rate and income and interest rate. That is the IS curve. Equation on the right, demand for money, supply of money, helps you to derive the LM curve. Demand for money equals supply of money, the monetary sector. Find IS, find LM, find equilibrium income and interest rate. Find income and interest rate, right? Right. I'm set. Right. Right. Discuss the impact of following policies. So these are, of course, these are general question, not only the IS curve. IS LM discussion is finished or at this point, right? IS LM. Then the shifters you can discuss. When government increase their expenditure, IS curve shifts up. When central bank increase the money supply, LM curve shift down. Equilibrium interest rate income changes. Now this is the general discussion on the economy, right? The impact of policies disturbances on the economy, right? Now these are the types of questions you can expect. Shocks, disturbance, COVID, the 19 impact on the economy, tourism sector, employment level, government budget, balance of payment, import trade, imposing of import restrictions. Because of this COVID, government was compelled to put some restriction, breaks, conditions on imports, importation of goods and services, unnecessary goods and services. What will happen to the economy? What will happen to the GDP? Money supply, sorry, the interest rate or the employment, right? These are the things. Employment, inflation, economic growth, budget, BOP, exchange rate, living standard. Now you have to discuss these policy shocks on these variables. Because of this COVID, unemployment level increases. Economic growth decreases. Government budget deficit increases. Balance of payment decreases because import restrictions are there. Right? Like that. Exchange rate depreciates because the foreigners may want to buy more and more, bring their money back. Exchange rate increases 185, 190, 200, now 200 level. Recently it has come down to 185, 86 level. Right? Now policy shocks. What is the impact on this? Think about that. These are open questions. There in the paper you have the open question. What is open question? Some policy shock is there. Policies are there. They ask, discuss the impact of this policy on employment, economic growth, inflation, exchange rate, balance of payment. Link. These are the policies. Employing of unemployed graduates to government services. These are the policy changes. Closing down of airports. Now you have discussed what will happen to the tourist earnings, what will happen to the balance of payment, what will happen to the employment level, tourism, Ikadua area, all the shops are closed. So what will happen to our reserves, foreign reserves, like that. Granting 5,000 rupees to COVID-19 affected poor family. What will happen to the budget deficit, right? So transfer payment, right? Bringing around 50,000 Sri Lankan living in COVID-19 affected countries. Now, government purposely they send some of them they make arrangements to bring those Middle East people working in Middle East countries. They are poor, they don't have money, so government has to bring this money at their own money, using their own money. on budget, right? What will have the budget deficit? You have to pay for the airlines. No? Political stability after the general election. Negative economic growth rate because of this COVID, negative economic growth, minus 1.3. Depreciation of exchange rate. Money laundering activities, black money. What we have, no? So these are some of the shocks. What is the effect of these shocks on the economy? On the economy, right? So these things, of course, we discuss. No? Yeah, I am done actually, right? From your part, actually, you have to work out all the examples, understand, go through this, the derivation of this one, discuss these shocks, and most probably here. Yes, I think I have done now. I have done. Yes. ISLM model, yes. Wait a minute. Now we will finish at the moment. We will stop the class because I think I have discussed all the things. We may not need any another extra class. If I need this if I going to arrange some class, the institute will inform you, send a message, right? There's some mechanism. No? The Kavindra will make the arrangements to inform you about the class. Most probably it will be on Saturdays, right? Because the coming Saturday is May Day. No, it's a holiday. It's a holiday. No classes. So it probably May, first week of May. Sometime I might arrange a class, one class, right? Okay, right. Probably we may not see again have lectures. We are not seeing each other. But anyway, we'll stop the classes. Go through my notes and past papers. Prepare well for the exams. Select questions intelligently and work out. I wish you all the best. If we have a class, another class, probably May first week or second week, I will arrange. IBSL will inform you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good luck.